The screen is pitch black, save for the faint flicker of neon lights bleeding through a rain-streaked window. A keyboard clatters, urgent, desperate, then stops. A cold, clipped voice cuts through the silence. Clara Thompson, you're fired. Pack your things. You've got 10 minutes to get out of Zenith Innovations. The neon glow catches Clara's face, 58 years old, eyes sharp with defiance, her hand clutching a USB drive tight enough to bruise. 27 years of her life poured into this tech empire, and now they think they can erase her with a single sentence. Not tonight. Not ever. Her lips curl into a whisper, barely audible over the Seattle storm raging outside. You picked the wrong woman to cross. The USB in her grip holds secrets, codes, emails, lies that could bring Zenith's glass tower crashing down. She steps into the rain, her shadow swallowed by the city's pulse. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of a reckoning. Rain hammers the streets of Seattle, a gray curtain blurring the neon signs that pulse like a heartbeat. I'm Clara Thompson, 58 years old, and until 10 minutes ago, I was the Director of Quality Control at Zenith Innovations, one of the biggest tech firms in the Pacific Northwest. 27 years I've given them my prime, my sweat, my sleepless nights. 5 days from now, my pension would have locked in a promise of security after decades of sacrifice. But as I sit across from Ethan Caldwell, the new CEO with his slick suit and sharper smile, that promise feels like a lie. He leans back in his leather chair, the kind that costs more than my monthly mortgage. Clara, we're restructuring, he says, voice smooth as glass. Budget cuts. Your position's been eliminated. Effective immediately. His eyes don't meet mine. They're fixed on the manila folder he slides across his polished desk. This is your severance. Sign by Monday or you get nothing. The room tilts just a fraction, like the world's been knocked off its axis. Budget cuts. Zenith just posted record profits. $2.3 billion last quarter, splashed across every tech blog from here to Silicon Valley. I've seen the numbers. I've checked them twice. Because that's who I am. Meticulous, unflinching, the one who catches the flaws others miss. My stomach knots as I glance at the folder. This isn't about money. It's about something else, something I've felt brewing for months. Ethan's fingers tap the desk, impatient. HR will escort you to clear your desk. We appreciate your dedication. The word drips with condescension, like I'm a relic he's tossing out with last year's code. I should be furious or maybe terrified, 27 years gone in a snap. But instead, a strange calm settles over me, cold and clear. I've spent my career spotting patterns, and this one screams wrong 5 days before my pension vests. After I flagged those security flaws in Zenith's new AI driver system, no. This is no coincidence. I pick up the folder unopened and stand. My navy blazer pulls tight across my shoulders, a reminder of the armor I've worn for decades. Thank you for the opportunity. Ethan, I say, my voice, steady, almost polite. His eyebrows twitch, surprised. He expected tears, maybe a plea. But I've faced worse than him, deadlines, disasters. The grief of losing my husband, Paul, 10 years ago. I smooth my skirt turn and walk out, the folder and heavy in my hand. Marissa Lopez from HR waits outside, her face pale, apologetic. Clara, I'm so sorry, she whispers, glancing at the security guard hovering nearby. His name's Tom, and he's got that awkward look of a man who hates his job today. I nod, sparing them both the need for words. My office is a short walk past glass walls and buzzing monitors. Colleagues glance up, then away, their silence louder than the hum of servers. Word travels fast. Packing takes minutes. A photo of Paul, his grin frozen, from our last hike in the Olympics. A cactus Sophie my daughter gave me when she left for college. A plaque for 25 years of service, its edges dulled by time. Most of what matters can't fit in a cardboard box nights. I missed Sophie's piano recitals, vacations cut short for urgent bugs, the quiet pride of keeping Zenith's tech safe. I hand Tom my badge and he mutters, "Have a good weekend, Mrs. Thompson." His voice thick with discomfort. I smile just enough. I think I will. The elevator dings, and I'm in the lobby rain, pounding the glass doors. Tom holds one open, and I step into the storm. My sedan's parked a block away, and by the time I slide inside, I'm soaked the folder damp but intact. I sit there engine off, letting the rain drum against the windshield. Seattle's skyline looms all steel and ambition. Zenith's logo glowing at its heart. I think of Paul, his voice steady in my memory. "You've got a gift, Clara. You see what others don't." He was right. I've always seen the cracks in code, in systems, in people. 6 months ago, Ethan pushed us to rush the AI driver rollout. I found glitches, ones that could crash a car, not just a program. I wrote reports, sent memos, even cornered him in a meeting. "Fix it now or people could die," I said. He laughed, called me overly cautious, and told me to stay in my lane. The fixes were shelved, but I didn't stop digging. I backed up data emails, anything that felt off. Call it instinct or paranoia. Either way, it's all on the USB. In my purse, a digital grenade I never planned to pull the pin on. Until now. I start the car wipers slashing through the rain. The folder sits on the passenger seat, a trap dressed as a lifeline. Sign and I lose my right to fight. Refuse and I risk everything, my savings, my future, maybe even Sophie's. But Ethan miscalculated. He thinks I'll fold that fear will make me small. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know the fire I've carried through every late night, every loss, every time I stood my ground. I pull onto the street, the city's neon blurring past. This isn't over, it's just begun. The rain hasn't let up, a relentless Seattle downpour that turns the city into a watercolor smear of neon and shadow. I'm home now in my small apartment overlooking Capitol Hill, the kind of place where the rent eats half your paycheck, but the view makes you forget for a moment. The USB drive sits on my kitchen table, a tiny black rectangle that feels heavier than the manila folder I tossed beside it. 27 years at Zenith Innovations, and it all comes down to this. A few gigabytes of data that could unravel everything. My hands tremble as I plug it into my laptop, the screen's blue glow casting sharp lines across my face. I'm Clara Thompson, and tonight, I'm about to crack open a secret I wasn't supposed to find. The files load a cascade of folders labeled with sterile corporate tags. AI Drive Q1, Compliance Reports Exec Correspondence. I click through my pulse, ticking faster with each one. I've always been methodical, the kind of person who double-checks every line of code, every report. It's why Zenith kept me around even when younger, flashier types came and went. But this is different. I open an email chain buried in a subfolder marked confidential. It's from Ethan Caldwell, sent 3 months ago to the engineering leads. The subject line reads AI Driver Security Protocols. My stomach twists as I read. Team Ethan writes, "We're fast-tracking the rollout. Ignore Thompson's reports on the encryption flaws. They're low-risk, high-cost fixes. Focus on delivery. Stocks riding on this." I scroll down, my breath catching. My report's pages of data showing how the AI's security gaps could let hackers hijack a car. Mid-drive are attached marked disregarded in red. I flagged this. I told him. People could die, and he buried it to juice the stock price for some Wall Street deal. My fingers hover over the keyboard, anger simmering beneath the calm I've forced myself to keep. I dig deeper, clicking into a deleted email I'd recovered months ago, back when I started saving things out of instinct. It's from Ethan to the CFO, dated a week after I raised the alarm. "Clara's getting nosy," he writes. "Keep her out of the loop on the smurge talks. If she pushes, we'll handle it." The merger. Zenith's been circling a billion-dollar deal with a Detroit automaker, banking on the AI driver to seal it. That's why my warnings were ignored. They needed the stock to soar, and my reports were a threat. I lean back, the chair creaking under me. The neon lights outside flicker, painting my walls in electric blue. This isn't just negligence, it's a cover-up. My phone buzzes, startling me. It's Marissa Lopez, my friend in HR, the only one who looked me in the eye when I was escorted out today. I answer, keeping my voice low, as if Ethan's spies are lurking in the walls. "Clara, you okay?" She asks, her tone tight with worry. I heard what happened. It's not right. I glance at the laptop, the email still glaring at me. "I'm fine, Marissa, but I need to know something." "What's Ethan been saying about the AI project?" There's a pause long enough to make my skin prickle. "Meet me tomorrow," she whispers. "Pike Place, the coffee shop by the fish market. I've got something you need to see." I hang up, my mind racing. Marissa's scared, but she's loyal not to Zenith, but to me. I turn back to the USB, opening another file, a log of internal audits I wasn't supposed to have access to. Line after line shows past certifications for the AI system, dated after I flagged the flaws. They're fake, backdated, to make it look like we met federal standards. My heart pounds as I cross-reference dates. The pattern's clear. Ethan's team fudged the numbers, hid the risks, all to keep the merger on track. If this gets out, it's not just lawsuits, it's prison time. The rain taps the window, a steady rhythm that grounds me. I think of Paul, my husband, gone a decade now. He'd sit at this table, sipping coffee, teasing me about my superpower for spotting lies. "You're a truth finder, Clara," he'd say. "Don't ever let them dim that." I close my eyes, his voice steadying me. Ethan thinks he's won that. I'll sign his severance and fade away. But he doesn't know what I've got, what I've seen. This USB isn't just data, it's a weapon, and I'm not afraid to use it. I save a copy of everything to a cloud drive, password protected, then eject the USB and slip it into my purse. Tomorrow I'll meet Marissa. Whatever she's got, it'll add to the arsenal I'm building. The folder on the table taunts me, its contents, a trap to silence me. I won't sign, I won't bend. Zenith built its empire on my work, my trust. Now I'll tear it down with the truth. The neon outside pulses, a silent challenge. Let Ethan come for me. I'm ready. The Seattle morning is gray, the kind of damp that clings to your bones. I weave through the crowd at Pike Place Market, the air thick with the tang of fresh fish and roasted coffee. My purse feels heavier than it should, the USB drive. Inside, a constant reminder of the secrets I'm carrying. Last night's discovery. Ethan's emails, the faked audits, the deliberate cover-up of the AI driver's flaws burns in my mind. I'm Clara Thompson, 58, and 27 years at Zenith Innovations have taught me one thing. Truth doesn't come easy, but it's worth fighting for. Marissa Lopez. My friend in HR, asked to meet here at the little coffee shop tucked by the fish market. She's got something to show me, something she's risking her job to share. I spot her through the shop's steamed-up window, hunched over a table, her dark hair pulled tight in a bun. Marissa's always been steady, the one who'd sneak me a coffee during late-night audits, but today, her eyes dart like she's expecting trouble. I slide into the seat across from her, the scent of espresso grounding me. "Clara," she says, voice low. "You look like you haven't slept." I manage a half smile. "Sleep's overrated. What have you got?" She glances over her shoulder, then slides a folded piece of paper across the table, her fingers trembling. "Don't open it here. It's a memo from Ethan to the board dated last week. He's pushing to bury your AI reports permanently." My pulse quickens as I tuck the paper into my purse next to the USB. "Bury how?" I ask, keeping my voice even. Marissa leans closer, her words barely above a whisper. "He's got the compliance team signing off on false certifications. Says it's to streamline the merger with Detroit. Clara, he knows you're a problem. He's been watching you pulling your email logs. You need to be careful." Her eyes flicker to the window, where a man in a Zenith hoodie lingers by a fish stall, his gaze too sharp for a tourist. My skin prickles. Is he one of Ethan's? I nod, signaling Marissa to keep talking, but my hand tightens around my purse. She takes a shaky breath. "There's more." "I overheard Ethan in HR yesterday, after they let you go. He was bragging about tying up loose ends, said your severance is a gag order to keep you quiet about the AI flaws. If you don't sign by Monday, he's got lawyers ready to bury you in lawsuits." Her voice cracks, and for a moment I see the weight she's carrying. Loyalty to me, fear for her own job, her own kids. I reach across the table, squeezing her hand. "You didn't have to do this, Marissa." "Thank you." She shakes her head, eyes fierce. "You've always done the right thing, Clara. Someone's got to stand with you." The man in the hoodie moves closer, pretending to browse a fruit stand. My heart thuds, but I keep my face calm. "We should go," I say, standing. Marissa nods, grabbing her bag. We slip out the side door, blending into the market's chaos, vendors, shouting, tourists snapping photos, the air alive with motion. My mind races as we dodge through the crowd. Ethan's not just covering up the AI flaws. He's building a fortress to protect his lies. And I'm the crack in the foundation he needs to seal. The memo in my purse is another piece of the puzzle proof he's manipulating the board to push the merger through no matter the cost. We duck into an alley, the noise of Pike Place fading behind us. Marissa's breath is ragged, her eyes wide. "What are you going to do, Clara?" she asks. I think of Paul. My husband, gone 10 years, but still my anchor. He'd tell me to keep digging to find the truth, no matter how deep it's buried. "I'm not signing," I say, my voice steady. And I'm not alone. "You've given me a start, Marissa. Now I need someone who can take this higher." Her face softens, a spark of hope cutting through her fear. "Nathan Brooks," she says. "He was our CTO before he left for the FTC. He always respected you. If anyone can help, it's him." I nod, memorizing the name. Dr. Nathan Brooks, now with the Federal Trade Commission. He's my next move, someone who knows Zenith's inner workings and the law. The alley's quiet, but I feel the weight of Ethan's shadow, his emails, his threats, his man in the hoodie. Marissa grips my arm. "Promise me you'll be careful, Clara. Ethan's not playing games." I meet her gaze, my resolve hardening. "Neither am I." "Go home, Marissa. Keep your head down. I've got this." She hesitates, then pulls me into a quick hug before disappearing into the market's crowd. I stand alone, rain misting my face, the memo and USB heavy in my purse. Pike Place hums around me, a chaotic shield, hiding me from Ethan's reach for now. Marissa's risked everything to give me this lead, and I won't let it go to waste. Ethan thinks he can scare me into silence, that I'll take his money and vanish. But I'm not that woman. I'm the one who sees the flaws, who finds the truth. And I'm just getting started. The neon signs flicker above, daring me to keep going. I pull my coat tighter and head for my car. Nathan Brooks's name burning in my mind. The fight's on and I'm not backing down. The rain has softened to a drizzle, but Seattle's gray clings to everything, seeping into my bones. As I sit in my apartment, the glow of my laptop, the only light in the room, the USB drive and Marissa's memo, lie beside me, a ticking bomb of truth I can't ignore. I'm Clara Thompson, 58, with 27 years poured into Zenith Innovations. And now I'm staring down a choice that could upend it all. Ethan Caldwell's lies, his cover-up of the AI driver's deadly flaws, his faked audits to juice the stock for a merger are crystal clear. But what I do next, that's where the ground feels shaky. My fingers hover over my phone. Dr. Nathan Brooks' number pulled up from an old email. Marissa said he's the one to call the former Zenith CTO now at the FTC. He could turn my evidence into action, but picking up the phone means crossing a line I can't uncross. I dial, my heart thudding. Nathan answers on the second ring, his voice warm but clipped, like he's used to late-night calls. Clara Thompson, been a while. I take a breath, steadying myself. Nathan, I need your help. Zenith's in trouble, big trouble, and I've got proof. I lay it out, the emails, the memo, the backdated certifications, hiding flaws that could crash cars, kill people. I tell him about Ethan's push to silence me, the severance meant to buy my compliance. Nathan listens, his silence heavy professional. When I finish, he's blunt. Clara, this isn't just a firing. It's a cover-up, maybe securities fraud. The FTC can investigate, but we'll need everything you've got. And don't sign that severance. It's a trap to gag you. His words hit like a jolt. This is real, federal, bigger than me. He tells me to organize the evidence emails, logs, Marissa's memo, and get it to his team by Monday. Secure it, Clara, he warns. If Ethan's as dirty as you say, he'll come for you. I hang up, the weight of his words settling in. The neon lights outside flicker, casting jagged shadows across my walls. I open the memo Marissa gave me, my hands steady despite the churn in my gut. It's worse than I thought. Ethan's not just hiding the AI flaws. He's ordered the board to inflate revenue projections, lying to investors to seal the Detroit merger. My name's mentioned. Thompson's reports are a liability. Neutralize her, neutralize. The word feels like a blade. I start sorting files, copying everything to a cloud drive. My fingers flying over the keyboard, but my mind's elsewhere, tangled in a fight I didn't ask for. I've always been loyal to Zenith, believed in its mission to build tech that changes lives. I stayed late, fixed bugs, kept the systems safe. Was that all for nothing? A voice in my head. Paul's my husband, gone a decade now, cuts through the doubt. You're not here to play nice, Clara. You're here to do what's right. He'd say it with that grin, the one that made the hard days bearable. But doing what's right means betraying the company I helped build. It means risking my future. Sophie's future, everything I've worked for. My phone buzzes, a new email in my inbox. No subject, no sender name. Sign the severance, Clara, or you'll regret it. My breath catches. Ethan, it has to be. The message is short, but the threat's clear. A digital fist aimed at my resolve. I stare at the screen, anger flaring. He thinks he can scare me, thinks I'll fold like so many others. But he doesn't know the nights I spent debugging code till dawn, the years I stood my ground when execs pushed shortcuts. I delete the email, my jaw tight. Let him try. I'm not running. I think of Sophie, my daughter, out there in the world, chasing stories as a journalist. If I back down, what does that teach her? That power wins. That truth doesn't matter. I can't let that be her lesson. But the fear's real, Ethan's reach. His lawyers, the lawsuits Marissa warned about. My pension, my savings, there on the line. I close my eyes, Paul's voice steady in my memory. Truth's your superpower, Clara. Use it. I open them, the neon outside, pulsing like a challenge. He's right. I've got the evidence, the will, and now Nathan's backing. This isn't just about me. It's about every driver who trusts Zenith's tech. Every investor lied. To every employee, Ethan's bullied. I save the last file, lock the cloud drive, and slip the USB into a hidden pocket of my purse. Tomorrow I'll call Sophie, get her take. She's sharp, fearless, and I need her perspective before I hand this to the FTC. The email's threat lingers, but it only fuels me. Ethan's playing dirty, but I'm playing smart. The rain taps my window, a quiet rhythm that steadies my nerves. I'm not just Clara Thompson, the fired quality control director. I'm the woman who sees the cracks, who holds the truth. And I'm ready to fight. The Seattle dusk wraps the city in a haze of mist and neon, the skyline glowing like a circuit board. I'm Clara Thompson, 58, sitting in a dimly lit diner off Fremont, the kind of place where the coffee's strong and the booths hide secrets. My purse rests against my leg, the USB drive, and Marissa's memo inside, now joined by a cloud backup. I made after Nathan Brooks' warning. Ethan Caldwell's threat, his anonymous email telling me to sign the severance or regret, it still burns in my mind. But I'm not backing down. 27 years at Zenith Innovations, and I've learned to spot the flaws in code and in people. Tonight, I'm meeting someone new. A wild card I didn't expect, Liam Carter, a young engineer from Zenith's AI team. Marissa tipped me off. About him said he's been asking questions, digging where Ethan doesn't want him to. Liam slides into the booth across from me, his hoodie damp from the drizzle, his eyes sharp but wary. He's maybe 25 with a scruffy beard and the kind of energy that says he lives on Red Bull and deadlines. Clara, right, he says, voice low. Marissa said you're looking into things. I nod, studying him. He's young, but there's a fire in his gaze, the kind I used to see in myself before the years wore me down. I am, I say, and I hear you've got something to share. He glances at the diner's door, then leans in. I've got emails from Ethan. Orders to wipe crash test data on the AI driver. Data that proves you were right. The system's a death trap. My heart skips. Crash test data. Hard proof the AI's flaws aren't just theoretical. Show me. I say, my voice steady despite the adrenaline. Liam pulls out a battered laptop, clicks through encrypted files. The emails are damning Ethan, instructing the team to delete logs showing the AI failing in high-speed scenarios, replacing them with faked successful runs. One line chills me. Thompson's gone. No one else will ask questions. I look at Liam, his jaw tight. Why risk this, I ask. He shrugs, a half-smile flickering. My sister's a paramedic. She's seen what bad tech can do. I can't let this slide. I feel a spark of hope, the first in days. Liam's not just a source. He's an ally, someone who sees the same truth I do. We're taking this to the FTC, I tell him. Dr. Nathan Brooks is expecting my evidence Monday. Can you get me those files? Liam nods, but his eyes flicker with worry. Ethan's paranoid. He's got IT pulling email logs, sniffing around. I caught him checking my workstation yesterday. My stomach knots, remembering the hacked email I got last night. Ethan's closing in, and we're running out of time. We work fast right there in the diner. Liam transfers the crash test data to my USB, his fingers flying over the keys. I show him Marissa's memo, the one outing Ethan's plan, to mislead the board. Together we cross-reference dates, building a timeline that ties Ethan's orders to the faked audits I found. It's a house of cards, and we're pulling the foundation. But then my phone buzzes a new email, no sender. "Stop digging, Clara. You're not as clever as you think." My breath catches. Ethan again, or someone he's hired. Liam sees my face, leans over. "What's that?" I show him my voice low. He's trying to scare me. It's not working. Liam's eyes narrow. "He's hacking your email. We need to lock this down." He pulls up a program, something he coded himself, and encrypts our files with a password only we know. "This'll keep him out," he says, grinning like he's outsmarted a bully. I nod, grateful, but the threat lingers. Ethan's not just a liar, he's dangerous, and he knows I'm close. I think of Paul, my husband, his voice steady in my memory. "Truth's worth the fight, Clara." He'd love Liam's grit, his defiance. It reminds me why I'm here, why I can't stop. We finished the USB, now loaded with Liam's data, my logs, Marissa's memo, a complete case for the FTC. "I'll get this to Nathan," I say. "You stay low, Liam." Ethan's watching. He smirks, but there's fear in his eyes. I'm good at hiding. "Just make this count, Clara." I nod a silent promise. We leave the diner separately, Liam slipping into the crowd, me heading to my car. The neon signs hum above their glow, a quiet challenge. Ethan thinks he's untouchable, but he didn't count on Liam, on Marissa, on me. The evidence is ready, a weapon sharpened by our hands. As I drive through Seattle's wet streets, I think of Sophie, my daughter. I need to call her, get her take before I hand this to Nathan. She's fearless, my compass when I'm lost. The email threat echoes, but it only fuels me. Ethan's playing a dirty game, but I've got allies now, and we're playing to win. The city pulses around me, alive with possibility. I grip the wheel, the USB safe in my purse. Monday's coming, and with it, the truth. The Seattle skyline looms through the morning mist, its steel and glass towers cutting sharp lines against the gray. I'm Clara Thompson, 58. Standing outside the federal building downtown, my purse heavy with the USB drive that holds Zenith Innovations' darkest secrets. 27 years of my life built that company, and now I'm here to tear its lies apart. The evidence, Ethan Caldwell's emails, Marissa's memo, Liam's crash test data, burns in my mind, a fire stoked by every threat, every dismissal. Today, I hand it to Dr. Nathan Brooks and the FTC. Today, the truth gets its chance. I step inside the building's hush, swallowing the city's hum. Nathan meets me in the lobby, his gray suit crisp, his handshake firm. "Clara," he says, eyes steady, "you're doing the right thing." I nod, but my stomach twists. Doing the right thing feels like stepping off a cliff. He leads me to a conference room, all sleek wood and glass, where 2 FTC investigators wait: Sarah Kim, a sharp-eyed attorney, and Marcus Tate, a forensic analyst, with a tablet already open. They greet me with nods, professional but warm, and I feel the weight of what's coming. This isn't just about me anymore. I set the USB on the table, its black plastic catching the light. "Everything's here," I say, my voice steadier than I feel. Emails from Ethan Caldwell, ordering the cover-up of AI driver flaws, faked audits to hide crash risks, a memo to the board, inflating revenue for the Detroit merger. I walk them through it, file by file, my years of quality control, making the explanation precise. Ethan's words flash on the screen: disregard Thompson's reports. Neutralize her, each one a betrayal of the trust I gave Zenith. Sarah's eyes narrow as she reads. Marcus taps notes, his face grim. "This is systematic," he says. "They're not just cutting corners. They're defrauding investors, endangering lives." Nathan leans forward, his voice low. Clara, this is enough to launch a full investigation. We'll subpoena Zenith's records, cross-check your data. But it's going to move fast, and Ethan will know you're behind it. My pulse spikes, Marissa's warning, echoing Ethan's watching. I think of the anonymous email, the man in the hoodie at Pike Place. I'm ready, I say, though the words feel like a dare to myself. Sarah hands me a form, a whistleblower protection agreement. Sign this, she says. It'll shield you from retaliation. I sign my pen, steady Paul's voice in my head. Truth's your superpower, Clara. As we wrap up, my phone buzzes in my purse, insistent. I ignore it, but Nathan notices. Check it, he says, his tone cautious. I pull it out, my heart sinking. A voicemail from Marissa, her voice trembling. Clara, Ethan's flipping out. He's got it, tearing through the servers looking for leaks. I heard him say your name. Please be careful. I play it for Nathan, my jaw tight. He frowns. He's desperate. That's good. It means he's scared. But it's also dangerous. Keep your evidence locked down. I nod, the USB already backed up, encrypted thanks to Liam's coding. But Marissa's fear sticks with me, a cold weight in my chest. The meeting ends with a plan. The FTC will issue a formal request for Zenith's records by end of day, putting Ethan on notice. Sarah gives me her card. If anything feels off, call me, day or night. I slip it into my purse next to the USB and head out. The federal building's glass doors reflect the city. Seattle's pulse steady despite the storm brewing. I think of Sophie, my daughter, waiting for my call. I need to tell her what's happening. Brace her for the fallout. She's tough, but Ethan's reach. His threats, his hackers, makes me hesitate. What if he goes after her? I step onto the sidewalk, the drizzle cool on my face. My phone buzzes again. A text, this time no sender. You can't hide, Clara. Sign or pay. Ethan's game's escalating. I delete it, my resolve hardening. He thinks he can bully me into silence, but he doesn't know the woman he fired. I've got Nathan, Sarah, Marcus, and the truth on my side. The neon signs across the street flicker their glow, a quiet defiance. Zenith's glass empire is cracking, and I'm the one holding the hammer. I pull my coat tight and walk to my car, the FTC's promise ringing in my ears. The investigation's started. There's no turning back now. The Seattle evening hums with restless energy, neon lights slicing through the drizzle like blades. I'm Clara Thompson, 58, driving home from the FTC, the weight of my meeting with Nathan Brooks still heavy on my shoulders. The USB drive, now safe in my purse, holds the truth about Zenith Innovations' lies. Ethan Caldwell's orders to hide AI driver flaws, faked audits, and a memo to inflate stock for a merger. I handed it all to the FTC, and they've launched an investigation. But as I grip the wheel, Marissa's voicemail loops in my mind. Ethan's tearing through the servers, hunting for leaks, saying my name. He knows I'm coming for him, and I can feel his shadow closing in. My phone buzzes as I pull into my Capitol Hill apartment, a news alert pinging. I park the rain, tapping my windshield, and open it. My stomach drops. A headline screams, Zenith executive calls out disgruntled employee for false claims. It's Ethan live on a tech stream, his face polished under studio lights. Clara Thompson was let go for performance issues, he says, his voice smooth, practiced. She's bitter, spreading lies to sabotage our merger. We're cooperating fully with regulators to clear this up. The reporter nods, eating it up. Performance issues. 27 years of flawless reviews, and he's painting me as a vengeful has-been. It's a gut punch, but I'm not surprised. Ethan's playing dirty betting he can ruin me before the FTC digs too deep. I slam the car door, fury rising as I climb the stairs to my apartment. Inside, the neon glow from the street paints my walls in cold blue. My phone rings. Sophie, my daughter, her voice crackling with anger. "Mom, have you seen this? That slime's trashing you on live TV. Sophie's a journalist, 29 with a fire. I both love and fear. He's lying, Sophie," I say, keeping my tone steady. "The FTC has my evidence. Let him talk." But she's not having it. "I'm writing a piece, Mom. I've got contacts at a tech blog. We can't let him control the story." I hesitate. Nathan's warning about staying quiet ringing in my ears. "Not yet," I tell her. "The FTC needs time. Trust me." She huffs but agrees for now. I hang up my chest tight. Sophie's fierce, but Ethan's dangerous, and I can't shake the fear he'll target her next. I open my laptop, the news stream still playing. Ethan's charm offensive is in full swing, promising transparency, while dodging questions about the AI flaws. Social media's already buzzing, some calling me a whistleblower, others swallowing Ethan's lies, labeling me a troublemaker. My fingers itch to respond, to scream the truth, but I know better. Evidence, not emotion, will win this. Then my email pings another anonymous message. "Your daughter's next, Clara. Sign the severance." My blood runs cold. Sophie. He's crossed a line, dragging her into this. I delete the email, my hands shaking, but the threat burrows deep. I think of Paul, my husband, his voice a lifeline. "Stay strong, Clara. You've got this." I cling to it, forcing the panic down. Before I can call Sophie to warn her, my phone lights up again, a text from an unknown number. "Check X now." I open the app, heart pounding. Sophie's posted a thread on her journalist account, a scathing takedown of Ethan's claims. "Zenith's CEO is lying," she writes. "My mother, Clara Thompson, was fired for exposing AI flaws that could kill. I've seen the evidence. The truth is coming. It's got hundreds of shares, already tech blogs picking it up." My chest swells with pride, but fear claws at me. Sophie's thrown gasoline on the fire, and Ethan's not the type to let it burn unanswered. I call her, my voice sharp. "Sophie, take it down. He's threatening you." She laughs defiant. "Let him try, Mom. I'm not scared, but I am, for her." The neon outside flickers a restless pulse matching my own. Ethan's lies are spreading, but Sophie's post has shifted. The tide drawing eyes to Zenith's cracks. I check my cloud drive, Liam's encrypted files, and Marissa's memos still secure. The FTC's moving, Nathan said, but Ethan's fighting back, banking on his charm and my silence. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know the woman who debugged code at 3 a.m., who buried her husband and kept going, who taught her daughter to fight. I won't sign his severance. I won't bend. The city hums beyond my window, alive with defiance. Ethan's made this personal, but I've got the truth, and it's sharper than his lies. I grip my phone, ready to call Nathan. The storm's breaking, and I'm standing in its eye. The Seattle morning is sharp, the air crisp with the bite of autumn. As I step into a conference center downtown, its glass walls reflecting the city's restless pulse. I'm Clara Thompson, 58. My purse heavy with the weight of truth. Zenith Innovations lies captured on a USB drive now in the FTC's hands. Ethan Caldwell's smear campaign, his televised lies calling me a bitter failure still sting. But today I face him head on. The FTC's called a public hearing, a stage for Zenith to answer for its faked audits and deadly AI flaws. My evidence emails crash test data from Liam Marissa's memo has forced their hand, and I'm here to speak to shatter Ethan's carefully spun narrative. My Navy suit feels like armor, but my heart races. This is it, the moment everything changes. Inside the room buzzes with tension, reporters, investors, tech bloggers. Their eyes darting as I take my seat beside Sarah Kim, the FTC attorney. Nathan Brooks nods from across the room, his calm steadying me. The panel, a mix of regulators and industry experts, sits at the front, their faces unreadable. Ethan's already here in a tailored suit, charming a reporter with that slick smile. He hasn't seen me yet, but when he does, his mask slips, just for a second surprise, then fury. Good. Let him squirm. Sophie's thread, her viral post calling out his lies, has the room whispering. My daughter's courage lights a fire in me, even as his threat, your daughter's next, echoes in my mind. Sarah leans close, her voice low. You're up after Ethan. Stick to the facts. We've got your back. I nod, my hands steady despite the churn in my gut. Ethan takes the stand, his voice smooth as ever. Zenith is committed to safety, he says, eyes sweeping the room. Ms. Thompson's claims are exaggerated, a personal vendetta from a fired employee. Our AI driver is rigorously tested, and we're fully compliant. The lies roll off him like water, but I see the cracks his fingers, twitching his smile too tight. The panel asks about my reports, and he dodges blaming miscommunications. I clench my jaw, Paul's voice in my head. Truth's your superpower, Clara. Then it's my turn. I stand, the room's eyes heavy on me. Ethan's stare burns, but I meet it unflinching. My name is Clara Thompson. I begin, my voice clear, cutting through the hum. For 27 years, I ensured Zenith's tech was safe. When I found flaws in the AI driver, flaws that could kill, I reported them. Ethan Caldwell ignored me, faked audits, and fired me to hide the truth. I hold up a printout of his email, the one ordering my reports disregarded. The room gasps as I read it aloud, each word a hammer. I show Liam's crash test data, proving the AI failed, and Marissa's memo exposing Ethan's stock manipulation for the merger. This isn't a vendetta, I say, my voice rising. This is about lives, about trust, about doing what's right. The panel leans forward, scribbling notes. Ethan's face pales, his charm crumbling. A reporter shouts, "Mr. Caldwell, care to respond?" He stammers, claiming. The emails are out of context, but the room's turned. Investors whisper, phones light up with live tweets. Sophie's in the back, her eyes shining with pride. I finish, my voice steady. Zenith was my home. I fought for it. Now I'm fighting for the truth. The room erupts in applause, a wave that drowns Ethan's lies. I sit, adrenaline surging, Paul's grin vivid in my memory. Ethan tries to recover, but the panel's questions are brutal, pinning him on dates, data, my firing. He flounders, and I see it the moment he knows he's lost. Sarah whispers, "You nailed it, Clara." But the victory feels hollow when my phone buzzes, a text from Marissa, boards panicking. They're pulling your termination. I blink, stunned. Zenith's caving, reinstating my pension to save face. It's not enough, not yet. Ethan's threats, his hack on Sophie's account, still loom. I won't stop until he's held accountable. As we leave, Ethan corners me in the hall, his voice a hiss. "You think you've won? Sign the severance, Clara, or I'll destroy you and your daughter." His desperation reeks, but I step closer, my voice ice. "You're done, Ethan. The truth's out. Run while you can." He flinches, and I walk away, the neon city beyond the glass calling me forward. The hearing's over, but the fight's not. I've got Sophie, Liam, Marissa, and the FTC behind me. Ethan's empire is cracking, and I'm the one who broke it open. The rain starts again, soft cleansing. I'm ready for what's next. The Seattle skyline shimmers under a rare winter sun, its glass towers catching the light like a promise. I'm Clara Thompson, 58. Standing on my apartment balcony, the chill biting my fingertips as I clutch a mug of coffee. 3 months have passed since the FTC hearing, since I stood before a room of strangers, and tore open Zenith Innovations' lies. Ethan Caldwell's faked audits, his buried AI flaws, his threats against me and Sophie. The USB drive, once heavy with secrets, is gone, its truth now in the hands of justice. Today, I'm not the fired director of quality control. I'm the woman who brought an empire to its knees. My phone buzzes a news alert, breaking the quiet. Zenith CEO and execs charged in fraud scandal. The headline screams, Ethan Caldwell, along with 2 board members, pleaded guilty to securities fraud and consumer protection violations. The article details their scheme manipulating stock prices, hiding the AI driver's deadly risks, all laid bare by my evidence, bolstered by Liam's data and Marissa's memo. I close my eyes picturing Ethan in court, his tailored suit, no shield against the gavel's fall. Our eyes met that day, his arrogance replaced by defeat. I felt no joy, only a quiet relief. Justice at last. I step inside the neon glow of Capitol Hill, painting my walls. The FTC's investigation moved fast, subpoenas flying the day after my testimony. Zenith's board crumbled under the pressure. Margaret Hayes, the chairman who once dismissed me, resigned in disgrace, her signature on those faked reports her undoing. The company's stock plummeted, 40% investors fleeing as the truth spread. A new CEO, Patricia Vance, took over a woman I'd worked with years ago, tough but fair. She called me last week, her voice strained but sincere. Clara, we're rebuilding. Your termination's void, your pension's secure, plus a settlement for everything. I didn't smile. It's not about the money, it's about accountability. The settlement came with a whistleblower award from the FTC, 15% of Zenith's penalties, enough to buy a small house by Lake Washington, a dream Paul and I once shared. I signed the papers yesterday, my hand steady, Sophie at my side. My daughter's been my rock, her viral post fueling the public's outrage, forcing Zenith to act. Marissa's safe, now promoted to HR lead under the new regime. Liam, the young engineer who risked it all, got a job offer from a rival firm, his grin wide when he texted me. We did it, Clara. We, not just me. This victory belongs to all of us. Zenith's still standing, but it's different now. Patricia's team rolled out new compliance protocols, transparent audits, and a public apology for the AI flaws. They're fixing the driver system using my old reports as a blueprint. I read their latest update this morning, a professional nod to the woman they tried to erase. It's not perfect, but it's a start. The neon outside flickers a quiet pulse of change. Ethan's gone, his empire cracked open, but I'm still here, standing tall. The city hums below, alive with possibility. I sip my coffee, Paul's voice soft in my memory. You did it, Clara. For once, I believe him. The Seattle sunset spills across Lake Washington, painting the water in hues of amber and rose. I'm Clara Thompson, 58, sitting on the porch of my new home, a modest cottage I bought with the FTC's whistleblower award. The air smells of pine and possibility, a far cry from the neon-lit tension of my Capitol Hill apartment. 3 months ago, I stood in a hearing room exposing Zenith Innovations' lies. Ethan Caldwell's fraud, the AI flaws that could have killed the threats against me and Sophie. That fight changed everything, not just for Zenith, but for me. Tonight, with the lake's quiet lapping at the shore, I'm piecing together what it all means. I lean back in my chair, a photo of Paul, my husband resting on the table beside me. His grin, frozen from our last hike, feels alive in this light. Truth's your superpower, Clara, he'd say. And I clung to that through every email, every threat, every sleepless night. Blowing the whistle on Zenith wasn't just about justice, It was about proving him right. I spent 27 years building that company, believing in its mission, only to watch Ethan twist it into something rotten. Standing up to him, risking my pension, my safety. Sophie's safety it cost me, but it gave me something back: clarity. I'm not just the woman who catches flaws. I'm the woman who fights for what's right, no matter the odds. Sophie's laughter drifts from inside where she's unpacking boxes. She moved to Seattle last month, leaving her Denver newsroom to be closer to build something with me. That's the real victory, not the settlement. Not Ethan's guilty plea, but her belief in me. Her viral post calling out Zenith's lies wasn't just a spark. It was a beacon, showing me what my choices taught her. You showed me how to stand up, Mom, she said last week, her eyes fierce like Paul's. I didn't know I was teaching, but maybe that's how it works. You live your truth and it ripples. We're starting something new, a nonprofit to train women in tech named for Paul. It's small, just a website and a few grants, but it's ours. Liam's helping coding the platform in his spare time. His energy, a reminder of the kid I used to be. Marissa's on board too, offering HR advice from her new role at Zenith. Together we're building a space where integrity matters, where the next Clara won't have to fight alone. I think of the author behind my story, their words echoing my own belief. Every small act of courage reshapes the world. In tech, where profit often blinds people like us, flawed, stubborn, true are the ones who keep the light on. The lake glimmers its surface, calm but alive. I'm different now, not the woman who walked into Ethan's office, not the one who doubted her worth. I've lost things years, trust the Zenith I loved, but I've gained more. Sophie's here. Paul's legacy lives. And I'm free not just from Ethan's threats, but from the fear of failing. The stars are out now, sharp against the dusk. I smile, Paul's voice soft. You're still here, Clara. Damn right I am. The Seattle night settles over Lake Washington, stars piercing the velvet sky like tiny sparks of hope. I'm Clara Thompson, 58. Standing on my porch, the lake's gentle ripples, a quiet soundtrack to my thoughts. The battle with Zenith Innovations. Ethan's lies, the AI flaws, the threats feels like a lifetime ago. Though it's only been months, that fight reshaped me, carved lessons into my bones that I carry now, not just for me, but for Sophie, for anyone who'll listen. The truth I fought for wasn't just about Zenith. It was about living with purpose, standing tall when the world tries to push you down. Here with the cool air brushing my skin, those lessons feel clear, urgent, meant to be shared. First, hold fast to your values. No matter how loud the pressure screams, bosses' bills, fear don't bend on what's right. I could have signed Ethan's severance, taken the money, and walked away. But that would have betrayed every driver who trusted Zenith's tech, every investor lied to. When you face a choice that tests your core, write it down, talk to someone you trust, like I did with Marissa. Find a lawyer, a regulator, anyone who'll listen. Your integrity is your anchor. Keep it strong. Second, evidence is your shield. Truth needs proof to stand. I saved emails, logs, memos, every scrap that showed Ethan's fraud. Without them, I'd be just a fired employee with a grudge. Start now, keep records of your work, emails, meetings. A notebook, a cloud drive, anything secure. When trouble comes, those details are your armor, your voice, when others try to silence you. Third, you're never alone. I had Sophie's fire, Liam's courage, Marissa's loyalty, Nathan's guidance. Find your people, colleagues, friends, family who'll stand with you. Build that network before you need it. A coffee with a coworker, a kind word to a junior employee. It all matters. Strength grows in community, and one ally can change everything. Finally, your fight inspires. I didn't see it then, but my stand pushed Sophie to speak out Liam to risk his job others, to question Zenith's ways. Your courage, even small, lights a path. Share your story not for glory, but to show someone else they can rise too. A post, a talk, a quiet word, it's enough to start a ripple. The lake shimmers reflecting the stars. These lessons aren't just mine. They're for anyone facing a system that feels too big, too cruel. Paul's voice whispers, "Keep shining, Clara." I will for him, for Sophie, for the next fight. The night hums alive with promise. So can you.